I'm Payne Mills, and we're back here with another episode of TV. And today we have Nate with the school announcements. We have George with the sports, Jacob with his teacher interview, Drew with a student interview, and so now we'll get into the announcements with Nate. And today we're going to have Jacob Davis with his teacher interview with Gina Hurlmeyer, and she's our AD, and we're going to have to redo it this week because with technical difficulties it was cut short next week. So here's Jacob Davis with his interview.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with Gina Hurlmeyer, who is our athletic director here at Valley, and I have a couple questions for you. So the first one is, just give me a rundown of what is your typical day as an athletic director?
Well, on an event day where we hold football games, basketball games in the night or in the evening, I typically come in, make sure I get all my paperwork and emails taken care of in the morning, and then in the afternoon we start preparing for the event. So whether that's getting concessions done and prepared, making sure all of our officials are in line, locker rooms cleaned up. So it just kind of depends upon the day, but for the most part, I try to make sure all my paperwork's done in the morning so that I can fully be concentrated on the event in the afternoon.
All right, and then what are your main duties as the athletic director?
Well, there's a lot. Obviously, when people think of athletic director, they usually think of obviously the athletic sports events. So hiring officials, scheduling, making sure that we have coaches hired for positions, officials hired for positions. So really anything that you can think about, a high school athletic event that you attend, my office does that. From ticket sellers to making sure that we have orders of Pepsi in the concession stand, all that good stuff. But I like to try to remind people that, my goal here obviously is to give our student athletes a great experience in their sports. So obviously we've had concentration since I've been here on increasing our weightlifting program with Viking Strong, so that's been a major focus of mine. And then getting our coaches together last year we did more, but this year before each sports season to kind of talk about things that we need to improve on and what we need to do better for our student athletes.
You've been at Valley for a couple of years, so how has your experience been throughout those 2 years you've been here?
Well, year one and year two has been very different. Year one, I kind of felt like I was finding my footing, trying to figure out things about the culture, trying to learn about the community, the expectations of our sport programs, where they've been in the past, and trying to develop a plan for where we want to go. So obviously one of the things coming in, like I said before, was a major focus was our weight program. As a coach for 17 years, it was very important for me as a head coach to always make sure our athletes were not only getting stronger and faster, but also working correct muscle systems for injury prevention. So that was definitely a major focus. So we really tried to, obviously with Coach Childress, hiring him in this year. We've just had, I think a great turnout for the last few months, and we hope to continue to make that better.
So that's all the questions I have for you. I'd like to thank you for your time that you gave us and all the help you've provided with us with our weightlifting program, our sports, and just everything behind the scenes that nobody's noticed.
I appreciate that, and thanks for interviewing me. It's good talking to you.
Thank you, Jacob, for that interview. And now, because of technical difficulties with the school announcements, we'll have to have George do the school announcements in sports. So here you go, George.
All right, well, for lunch, December 6th, there's going to be cheesy bread or chicken fajita. December 9th, it will be spicy chicken or a Viking burger. December 10th, it's a ham and cheese stuffer, Johnny Maserati. December 11th is French toast or biscuits and gravy. December 12th is chicken parmesan or burger bites. All items are subject to change. Vikings of the week are Alejandra Jimenez, Colby Dugan, Delaney Wagner, Jacob Jones, and Mr. Grindle. Auditions for the spring musical are on December 10th, 11th, and 12th. The musical this year is Guys and Dolls. Finals are in 2 weeks, so everyone, you just need to make sure you're studying, get prepared. If you have any late or missing work, get that turned in before finals week. Make sure you do your best on all of your tests. And there's a financial aid convocation on December 9th at 1:20 during VS for seniors. And then we have sports from this week. We start off with girls swimming at Northwood on Monday, who lost 104 to 80. And then we move on. We had boys basketball at Argus, who managed to pick up a close win, 43 to 40. And then we had wrestling at Peru, and we won 45 to 33. And we had some girls basketball. We beat Plymouth in a thriller, 65 to 61. And then we had boys swimming 2 more times. We had Wabash on Thursday. We won 87 to 84. And then we fell to Northwood 100 to 78. And then this weekend, tomorrow at 6:15 at Wabash, girls basketball has another game. And then tonight, make sure you're at Knox at 16 for the boys basketball game. And that's all the sports we have this week.
Thank you, George. And now we'll have Drew with his student interview with Drake Monalongo.
Hi, I'm Andrew Thompson here with a very special guest here. Tell me your name, sir.
My name is Drake Montalongo.
That is awesome. Last year, obviously, as far as state goes, as far as overall team goes, the flashlight is the unified flag football team. But as far as individuals goes, this is a man. So last year, how did it feel to go to state last year?
Well, I went to semi-state. I was happy that I made it that far. It was exciting.
So how is this year going so far for you?
This year's going it's going good. Good workout in and stuff.
How is your team doing so far?
Our team's doing good. We already won one meet. We got one tonight.
That is awesome. Yeah. What are your goals for this year?
My goals for this year are to win sectionals, win regionals, do good at semi-state, and I want to go to state and place.
All right. Thank you very much. Andrew Thompson here. Sign off.
Thank you, Drew, for that interview. And make sure you check out the mug with their new peppermint flavors. And next week will be our last show of 2019, and it'll be a special one. So please check that out. So thank you for Bree, Noah, and Jeremy running behind the scenes today. And see you next week.